with you totally about your conclusion on our challenges, but most importantly, on our potentials. And, you know, what resonated with me the most from this presentation was the issue of choice. We choose the kind of environment that we want to live in. We choose the kind of world that we want. And I've learned so much today about architecture, and I was sitting here and listening to you and thinking to myself, oh, if only I could turn back the hands of time. Maybe I would have studied architecture instead, because you've just put us through the transformational journey of architecture, you know, from what we used to know to where it is today, and where it will be in the near future. And I just love the relationship between design and architecture and nature and the environment, and how environmentally friendly architecture has become today. So thank you very, very much. I'm sure we've all taken away one thing or the other from this presentation. And I've just looked up at my clock and realized, where did all the time go? It was only like 5 minutes ago we began the event, and already we've sadly come to an end. I wish we could just carry on talking about the designs of these young talents that we celebrated today. And a great well done to Jinkai Initiative for this wonderful initiative that they've taken on. We can only pray and work together with you to make sure that you actualize this stage, or make sure that it metamorphoses, if I use the right word, I don't know, but there we are, to the next stage, until we actualize the resettlement and rehabilitation of all displaced people in Nigeria and around the world. We can only do our bit, but everything is possible if we set our minds on it. So thank you very much. At this stage, coming to an end, I would like to invite one of the judges, Samuel Ogale Obo, to give us the vote of thanks. Before we do that again, I would like to do the honors of giving you a biography of Samuel. He is a Canadian architect, manager, a leader, and in 2015, he was the president of the Royal Architectural Institute of Canada. Obo is the first African Canadian to be elected as president of the Alberta chapter of the Royal Architectural Institute of Canada in 2007. In 2015, Alberta Venture named him as one of the top 50 most influential people in Alberta. In 2016, Obo assumed a diplomatic role in Canada with his appointment as the honorary consul for the Republic of Botswana in Canada. He was born in Lagos, Nigeria. He studied architecture at the Bendel State University, now the Ambrose Ali University, for his bachelor's degree, BSc, and he earned a Master of Science degree in architecture from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Nigeria. He graduated from the University of Alberta with a Master of Arts, where he was a recipient of the Herbert Marshall McLuhan Graduate Student Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Samuel Ogale Obo for the vote of thanks.
Oh, thank you very much, Patience, for the very, very, very excellent work you've done, right, in moderating this session that is made up of people from different parts of the world. First and foremost, you know, understand that I stand between everyone here and their freedom, their time, so I'll be very quick and brief. And I would like to first acknowledge the fact that this Jinkai initiative has benefited from the generosity of a lot of people. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Gay for his foresight and dedication to this idea. When he first, brought this idea up, some few years ago, we had a lot of conversation. And it's really heartwarming to see how things are really coming together, and how they came together right, today. So quickly, definitely a big thank you to the technical team for doing a very great job, because hosting, a Zoom meeting in this time, is definitely a challenge, but so far, right, they've been able to do a good job to have this captured audience still, on. I also like, on behalf of the Jinkai initiative, to say thank you to the Rotary Club, Rotary Club of Adri, Rotary Club of Wuse. And like I always say, one of the things that is really very exciting that the Jinkai initiative also talks about is the whole four-way test of the things we think, say, or do, right? Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And this is definitely the basis of the talk that we heard from from Professor Brian Sinclair, which I would really, really like to thank you, Brian, again. You've delivered. And just a little bit of background, Brian and I, we've gone a long way. I think almost 2 decades now, and it's really a pleasure to be inspired, right? By the likes of Dr. Brian Sinclair. I still remember. I always say that I take pride in my knowledge of Tokyo, Japan, because I had the honor of having Brian and his wife Yuki take me around in Japan to actually see some of the things that we're trying to address in the Nigerian context. It's definitely not different, right? All the human challenges are the same, but the difference is the desire to want to do something about it. I think one of the major things that if we have to take away from today is the aspects, the whole idea of being indifferent. Indifference is actually a major problem, in Nigeria. And as a background, I really love the idea of the Jinkai initiative. And this is all my comments is actually towards thank you to this idea. For a lot of people that don't know, one of my favorite places in Nigeria is Jos, Plateau State. I used to have this very romantic idea of Jos. The first time I ever ate apple in my life was an apple that came from Jos, Nigeria in the 70s. And it's really important for us to actually do programs like this to restore back, right, Plateau State and the rest of Nigeria to what it is. And dealing with what matters to people that are underprivileged, becomes very important. So thank you very much, Dr. Gay, right, for this idea. I would also like to say thank you to Chris Mayaki for a very beautiful talk. Thank you to Honorable Zulfa Bitrus Rimben, right, for also acknowledging, some of the challenges and also expressing the desire to do something about it. Thank you to the tireless, effort of all the entrants that participated, in the competition. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you to Daniela Guzman for also inspiring us. And for those that don't know, please, get onto Daniela's website, riseint.org, to actually see the lovely work, right, she's doing in Lesotho. I had the opportunity of brisking into Lesotho for 2-3 hours, right? To actually see some of the things that she's doing there at the grassroots. It's really, really marvelous. I think the solution to the world, like you saw from, the talk that, Dr. Brian, gave, relies and revolves around us doing something, making sure that we take advantage of the opportunities, technology, the creativity, the culture, research, right? The information that we have, around us, right? To make sure that, we do something about our environment. So I would definitely, like to thank, everyone. Thank you to the jury members, Judge Inedu, Chuka, and also, to, the rest of the the attendees, that kind of attended this. I definitely congratulate the winner. And, it's really so inspiring, just behind the scene, inspiring to hear Crazy Wall talk about some of the influences, that influence the work. And even mentioning, some of our friends, like Francis Kere, who I'm actually honored that I'm doing a project with right now in Edmonton. And, seeing the whole idea that African architecture is definitely something the world is looking forward to. So to the team, that won this, I say thank you, to all of you. And also thank you to the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs. And thank you to everybody. I really appreciate, the time. And to you, Patience, you did a marvelous job. I never knew something from Wales, can be that marvelous. But I'm very glad that this is, an epitome of excellence from Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Wonderful things come out of Wales, but I think the best things come out of Nigeria. Forgive my being selfish, but there we are.
Sorry, Pamela, sorry, Patience. We used to think you're talking about Canada and Nigeria.
She's wearing red.
Yes, I'm very global, very, very global. I could show up at your doorstep tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. I think Samuel Obo has pretty much done my job, my closing job for me. There's no more to say from my end. However, I would like to give Dr. Emmanuel Gay the last word before we go. Doc, over to you.
Well, what more can I say? Thank you very much, everyone. You could see the labor of love that we've all put in. Sam and I and Shikar and Brian and Stephen and Inedu, Daniela. We've all worked over the last 2 years to put this together. And thank you very much for coming alongside us. Yusuf, who's managing the IT in the background, Pay for an excellent job. And of course, our team. And we thank the various government officials for coming up and joining us. And I know a commitment to see to the implementation of this, because this wasn't, I remember clearly when we had a discussion about 2 years ago with Sam and the deputy governor of Plateau State at the time. And Sam's commitment was, we need to build this. It wasn't just a case of an academic exercise. And this is definitely not going to be an academic exercise. And we'll continue to work with various partners, including the team of judges, to see that this is implemented. Once more, thank you very much. And whatever you set up to do today, have a good time of it and continue to be mindful of each other and take care of yourself. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. And for those of us whose day is already more than halfway gone, enjoy the rest of it. And for those of us in Canada and other parts of the world whose day is just beginning, enjoy your day. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.